Hey guys, Kev here, and I wanted to talk about the CMB Knives Devourer. Whenever I say it, I want to say Devourer. This is a button lock knife from CMB Made Knives. Very cool knife. I think the design is very unique, very interesting. It kind of reminds me of something Elijah Isham might design, which is cool. This is actually designed by Sebastian Irawan, I'm pretty sure. I actually have the website up here. You want to give me the information? That would be really cool if you did. You don't have that on your website? So here's the website. It's $253.30 right now, which I think is, I don't see an issue with that price. It's very quality. The titanium's very well done. And I believe it's M390. Man, my eyes are getting rough, but yep, M390. I do wish they would have, oh, there it is. I'm sorry. My bad. Totally on me. Let's see. Designer and story. Oh, there's a story. So since I was little until now, I really like everything such as movies, anime, manga, I don't know what manga is, and comics or games with a fantasy or magical world theme such as Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, Dungeons and Dragons, Tales series, etc., with all the adventure stories and the monsters. All of that has quite an influence on me when designing knives, especially this Devourer. From the stories in the game, there are always monsters who are described as terrifying and capable of devouring, swallowing almost anything. Based on these Devourer creatures, I developed my version of the Devourer and applied its characteristics to the design, with the aim of this knife being able to help users devour their daily work, of course. I also want this EDC knife to always look cool when used. Hope you guys like this design. And that's Sebastian Irawan. And the model number is CMB-16S. And it's 8.86 inches overall, 3.94 blade length, 0.98 blade width. That is the blade height, essentially. Blade thickness is 3.88 millimeters. I'm not sure exactly what that would be. 0.14 maybe. And 4.92 inch handle length. M390, you have a stonewash blade, although I would call this a blast and stonewash, blast and tumble probably would be the correct term. Handle finish is sandblast, so it's probably a sandblast then tumbled or stonewashed. Titanium clip. It weighs 4.55 ounces. Ooh, the Rockwell hardness is 58 to 62 HRC. That's a big window. And it is a button lock with copper ceramic ball bearing. Copper. It's got to be bronze, right? Phosphor bronze. And they just accidentally said copper because that makes no sense. Yeah, I can see them. I was going to say we might need to take this apart, but I don't think so. It is just regular bronze. Sorry, did I say phosphor bronze? They're just regular brass washers, bearings. Jeez, Kev. Brass caged, ass-ended bearings like these. Stock overseas OEM bearings. Nothing wrong with them. Personally, I just don't like the open-ended cages, so I usually swap them. But anyway, there is a rundown of the knife. Sorry, I just wanted to read that to you. Some people really care about the specs. And it does give you a good idea. It is a big knife. It's a pretty big knife. That's me choked up right behind the blade. I mean, I still have room. And look at that. You know, I can get two hands on this sucker. That's what she said. For comparison, I have a Divo Knives Stout or Stout V2. This is the same size as the Buzz, same size as the Growler, same size as the Mash. a bunch of stuff. 3.3 inch blade, 7.5 inches overall, basically. And it's quite a bit smaller. I mean, this is a full-size knife for me. Choked up. Again, I still have plenty of room, but I can spread out, really comfortable. I don't really like going much bigger than this. 3.5 is about as big as I would go on a knife I really enjoy. And this is even bigger than that. Let's see, here is the Kaiser Militaw. By the way, this is the best Kaiser Militaw I've ever handled. Like this specific example, if they're all like this, you want this 80s one with DLC. Also, if you check out my Kaiser video, I scratched this with a bit driver, and you literally cannot scratch that DLC. So that's very cool. It's legit mirrored DLC. All right. I think it's about 3.5 inches on this one. Again, you can see quite a bit more blade on this sucker. I don't think I have anything in this realm. I'm just not a big knife guy. We could try, maybe, nah. I was gonna say my custom Strix even. Nah. 3.4 maybe on that one. Man, excellent knife though, huh? Okay, I'll stop talking about the size of it. So she said. Really cool blue anodizing. I do love the sandblasting they did on this. You can see those like pock marks, the randomness to it. Looks really good on the blue. Looks really good on the blade as well. See if you can get that. Let me zoom in for you. I mean, yeah, it has some, you know, inconsistencies. It almost looks like it got scratched there or whatever, but to me that's cool. It's gonna really blend in when you use it, right? Very sharp, by the way. The grind is done really well, nice and thin here. It's a flat grind, but it's excellent. You know, you have the really cool milling pockets, or I guess holes there. You have the studs on there. You also have a blood groove / fuller up here. So a lot of stuff going on, but it still all comes together. You know, usually on a knife with this much activity on the blade, it looks kind of too much for me. But the whole design is just really cool. If they made a mini Devourer, I would definitely keep it, you know. This one's definitely going into the pass-around group, and so would a mini, but what I'm saying is I would keep it in my collection. I would probably buy it if they had a mini version of this. Now, I would love to see it with a button-actuated liner lock or a button-actuated compression lock instead of a plunge lock. This is a button plunge lock. So you have the traditional style button lock where you're pushing that plunge out of the way, and then when you let go, it kind of locks into the notch on the blade down in there, I guess. Yeah. Other than that, but is that an issue? You know, everybody's different. The reason I don't like regular button locks is they usually tend to be spongy. The spring is what controls the detent, so it can kind of like, it can almost shift and adjust over time because that spring gets compressed differently or whatever. Taking it apart can be a little bit of a pain because when you put it back together, if that spring's not in there perfect, it just can be a bit of a pain. They tend to have like detent lash, and they tend to have spongy, soft detents. Now, with all of that said, this example right here is excellent. There is absolutely no lash. I cannot just pull the tip up and then drop it back down with like a wiggle. I mean, there's like a little bit of movement, but I mean, you would find the same thing in like, here's, you know, a stout. You can move it, I mean, ever so slightly before it pulls. So that's great. Oh, I didn't even notice they have a notch. Dead nuts. That's ballsy and awesome at the same time. There's your lanyard spot, by the way. But anyway, it has no play, and it has a crisp break, I would say. I mean, you can even hear it click close. I mean, it sounds almost like a traditional detent. It almost makes me wonder if they have something else in there, but I don't see anything else. So it's just a really well done plunge lock, because usually when you do get one that has, I mean, look at this, very good detent on it, it kind of is awkward when you close it. That button tends to feel really stiff. This feels loose. I mean, in a good way, like soft. It's not hard to push or anything. The blade just swings down. Ooh, can I not get this right-handed? Let me try it. Lefty. There it goes. Whoops. See, that's the problem, left-handed. You don't have a clip to grab. But why am I struggling with that right-handed? There we go. It's an interesting flipper tab. Let's talk about that, I guess. We covered the lock. It's great. I mean, you can see the action on the close. It's excellent there. So this is a very well executed plunge lock. No play in any direction. I really don't want to whack it because, I mean, I'm literally just asking for it to fail. It probably won't, I really don't think it would fail, but I might be heading that way if I keep whacking it. So I hate doing that, but I'll give it 2 good ones. Okay, nothing. I didn't even reset it in between. See if we created anything. Nope. Solid as a tank. So, are you happy? No, I'm just kidding. You got to test it yourself. I love that little hole right there. I don't know what it is about that, but that's like just, it's such a cool design. I mean, just the design language is very cool. Let's see, when you close it, do any of those holes line up? No, that would be cool though if there was a way, but you'd have to have holes in the blade, which, like, the actual edge would be stupid. Yeah, lockup's great, action's great. I'm not a big fan of studs in general. I'm not a big stud guy, but guess what? You have those holes there. You can flick it off of that. Let me do it right-handed, because left-handed I have the problem I always have where my finger was on the button. Yeah, see, that feels excellent. Feels great. Detent feels crisp. Fires out. I mean, you could probably even thumb flick off of that thing. Yep, no problem. The studs aren't bad. You just have to make sure you get under them so you're catching on the actual edge of it. You know, if you're up here, it can be a little tricky. Sometimes I slip off, but yeah, really well done. The top flipper is interesting. They did tell me it's meant to be done a certain way, and it's pretty much come up here and then whip it around. You know, you can reach around it. I don't know how well. Yep, you can do it, but that hurt a little bit. This move is probably not happening. No, yeah, that's not happening. And a regular front flipper move is probably going to be very difficult. Huh? That wasn't that difficult. Yeah, it hurt a little bit. So I actually find it fun though when I come up here and do it the right way. It's just a little hit or miss for me. Like, it hurts when you miss it. So you really got to commit. But if I was right-handed, I think it'd be a lot better because I'd have the clip to grab and everything. So I don't know if this is a great one for lefties. It has a very cool cutout for the clip. That was something I even pointed out to Colin and said that, you know, we should look at adding that to one of our designs that we're working on. It makes it go in pocket easier. It's just cool how it sits in there, you know. I really like that. Clip works great. I love the holes everywhere. It's just a cool design. I mean, very well thought out. I'm not really big on fantasy style designs. It's not really my thing, but I gotta give them credit for this one. They did a fantastic job on this one. We can cut something. I have a little skiff bag here. Let's see. Can it cut a skiff bag? Oh, wow. I didn't actually expect it to do that well. I thought because it's kind of a loose material, I thought it would be kind of hard. But look at that. I mean, just right through that. Very sharp. Like, scary sharp, honestly. Tip. Yeah. I mean, obviously you expect a knife to cut this, but I mean, I don't know. Does every knife cut it? See, I have some knives laying around here. Here's a gun stock gunslinger. That one does for sure. Damn. Axial shift 3.0. Still need to do a video on this. Love this thing. But thicker blade, right? Yeah, it took a little bit there to get that clasp or whatever you call it. Gives it a little trouble. I mean, it's definitely sharp. Might be a little harder because I've already cut it all up. But anyway, this is, yeah. It's very sharp. If you're cutting skiff bags, well, you're not going to have any trouble with this. I know that's not a real test of how it cuts. I'm just trying to, you know, give an example that the apex is sharp, okay? But yeah, it's very cool. Let me know what you guys think. What do you think of this? Would you buy one? Have you bought one? What do you think of CMB made knives? I think they're a cool brand. I think they're a bit of a, I don't know what you call it, outlier or something in the knife world. They're not like very prominent in the knife world. Like you don't see their stuff a lot. People don't talk about them a lot, but they're excellently made. Again, I've said this before. I'm pretty sure their stuff is made in the same place that Best Tex is, and to the same quality level. I can tell you that. So they're definitely really good. So check it out. I'll link it down below. I do have a link to CMB made knives. If there's anything else I can put down in the description, I will, of course. Nice choil there too, by the way. Sharpening choil. Yeah, but let me know your thoughts on it. Thank you to CMB Made Knives. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And I'm going to send this around the pass around group. So, love you guys. Hope you have a fantastic day. And I will catch you later. Peace.